Hi, welcome to AFTV. It's now time for player ratings. Game 1 done. We've won 2-1 against Nottingham Forest after a bit of delay getting in. So we don't have to do a rating about the new system.
The rating of that new system is 0 out of 10. Man. Why?
It was a bit,
delayed the game by half an hour. You know what I don't understand, Cecil? Why didn't they try it out? Why didn't they do a trial run when we had the Emirates Cup?
That's a good point. That's a
Should have
great
done
point.
it. I mean, do a trial run then, because it's always going to be difficult. You know what I mean? Like first game of the season, you know, so many fans are coming. It's always going to be difficult. So I just think they should have tried that out, Emirates Cup. But listen, we got a game in the end.
Yeah, that's a good point. Let's go straight into it. So goalkeeper Aaron Ramsdale today, what do you give him a rating?
Ramsdale today, I thought, you know, didn't have a lot to do. Wasn't really called upon much because Nottingham Forest didn't really attack until they got the goal. You know what I mean? So everything he had to do, he did right. 7 out of 10. Yeah, he did everything right, and I think he's a guy who's not going to be bothered about the David Raya stuff. I think he's going to improve him.
100%.
You know, he's a quality player.
Great point. Let's go to right back. A player I don't like see play here, but Thomas Partey at right back today, Robbie.
Yeah, it was a tactical move, and I think in the first half it worked. You know what I mean? I think he dropped into midfield. He controlled the midfield. He was excellent in the first half, but in the second half, sort of midway through the second half, should I say, he got done for a bit for pace. I think we should have made the switch then. I think that was the time when we should have switched it and brought Gabriel back in. You know what I mean? So, but overall, I think he had a decent game. I'll probably give him a 7 as well.
7? I think that's fair. Let's go to Ben White.
Same sort of thing again. First half, good. Second half, I thought Ben White slowed it down a bit too much. You know what I mean? He'd get the ball, put his foot on it, didn't move it quick enough. You know what I mean? Not the stuff that he was doing in the first half, he weren't really doing in the second half. But again, he was sort of playing in a different position today, wasn't he? He was sort of playing as a centre back. 7 again. 7.
Okay, what about William Saliba? Obviously, off the back of what we saw in the Community Shield was superb today for you, William Saliba.
Yeah, I think he was the best of the defenders. He was solid. Nothing got past him. I think you can trust him in that system they're playing today. You can trust him and say, right, even if he's one-on-one, he'll do the business. He's an exceptional player. I thought he played well today. I'll give him an 8.
I think that's fair. Even though we can see it, I think that's very fair. Let's go to left back. Now, Yuri Timber, obviously, we didn't see him play the full night because of injury. They're saying that it's assessing his knee tomorrow. It's a knee injury.
Yeah, it looked like a knee to me. Very worrying. The way he went down in the second. I don't think they should have brought him back on. It looked bad. He was holding his knee. I don't think we should have brought him back on. He came back on. Let's hope and pray that's nothing serious, because in pre-season he's been brilliant. And, you know, we've already seen, you know, bad injuries at the start of the season to other players. Let's hope it's not one of them. Up until then, he was playing fine. I would have given him a 7 up until then. But, yeah, let's hope it's not a bad injury.
You're not going to change his score too much. You said he was going to give him 7 up until then.
No, I'm giving him 7.
Okay, good. I was going to say, you can't give him lower because he got injured.
He got injured.
I was going to say, let's go into midfield. Declan Rice, Robbie.
I thought he was brilliant today. You know what I mean? He's the way he broke up play. He had a couple of shots on goal as well. He was everywhere. He was absolutely everywhere today. I think we saw the reason why we paid so much money for this player. It's the type of player that we've been missing. You know what I mean? And I think he's going to be a top player for us. Always gets into space, always wants the ball as well, whether under pressure or not. I'm going to give him an 8 today. I thought he was really, really good.
Yeah, he was everywhere. Even that slip as well. I hope he got back up and played on that slip off the pitch. Was a crazy one, but he played very, very well. Let's go to our captain, Martin Odegaard, who controlled today's game.
Brilliant as well. And I don't even think he was like... I think he's going to get better, because there was a few passes in that he played that were sort of misplaced, a couple of them. But some of the sublime bits of skill and turns and everything. This guy, silky. He's unbelievable as a player. How would you would never want to mark him, would you? He'll embarrass players, man. An 8 for him as well. Really, really good.
Yeah, definitely a great performance from him today. Let's go to Havertz. Havertz, who gets a lot of criticism from a lot of people.
I thought Havertz today was okay. I mean, I wanted to see a bit more from him today. I agree with what I was interviewing someone earlier who said he slowed it down a bit too much. I thought that as well. You know what I mean? I want to see him get a bit more dynamic. You saw the other players, they seem to be moving a bit more with a bit more intensity and speed than he was.
But is that part of his game? Because I hear that But it feels like he's that sort of player. And
he did. But then, you know,
There was a
you've
time
got to
where he
say
put
that
forward
he's playing in midfield. He's a versatile player. Goes up front, nearly scores at that break. You know, I probably
speed for the first time.
He's got a bit of pace on him. You know what I mean? So I think he's still a player that's growing in to the system at Arsenal. I give him a 7. But I'd say he's still, out of the new signings, he's the one that's still, for me, has still got a way to go to grow into this team.
Yeah, you gave him a rating like the rest of the other players, though, which is interesting.
Yeah, I'll give him. I think it'd be too harsh to give him a 6 because he did contribute a lot to the game. But I want to see a bit more intensity from him.
Okay, let's go to Bukayo Saka, a player that was compared to Aaron Robben from Stricto, and you know what he's going to do, but you just can't stop it. He is unbelievable.
He's brilliant. And we've seen him score them goals for England. We've seen him score them goals to here. He's a top player. What a goal. Fantastic goal from a fantastic player. Always a threat. You saw in the second half, they're double, trebling up on him. Right, that's what he does. He creates space for other players as well. I'll give him an 8 today as well. What a goal!
Deserved. It's interesting because he, like I said, you know what he's going to do, but you can't stop it. I feel like sometimes Arteta tries these new things to be unpredictable, but if you got someone that works really well, to stick to that.
Although on the goal, you know, I mean, I like Lee's said, you know, I mean, maybe he was too nice. He should have maybe took Elanga out or something like that. But you know, he's a bit tired by then.
No, you got
a guy come on with that pace, man. You got
to
track that back. It's easier to say it from the stands. You know what I mean?
Yeah, especially after how much he played and how well he played. Let's go to the other wing. Another player who's honestly sensational, Martinelli.
Yeah, Martinelli. I think second half he dropped off a bit, but I'm going to give him my man of the match based off of that first half performance. He was absolutely brilliant, man. The goal, the assist for the goal.
Everything. He was doing everything.
He was just, and then what I loved about him today, if he lost the ball, he always won it back.
That's a great point.
His work rate, I mean, he's an unbelievable player, unbelievable talent. You know what I mean? He's getting better and better. And I thought he was fantastic today. The only thing he didn't get was a goal. Yeah. But I'm going to give him a 9. 9. Just because I just enjoyed watching him today. It was exciting watching him play. He was so good.
And our striker, your defence is in trouble. And Nketiah's in the room. What do you give him?
He scored. You know what I mean?
What more can he do? I mean, listen. I understand people.
He scored, but if he's not Haaland, which we know he's not Haaland, you know what I mean? Why are people comparing him to Haaland? He's nowhere in Haaland's shoes, but he's a guy that can come in and do a job for us. He scores goals. Yet again, he's coming for Jesus. Bang. First game, in for Jesus. He's out injured. Bang, goal. What more can you do? The first goal as well that got us going, you know, in a team that, you know, is really, really tight. There's a guy up there, I said, oh, see, Eddie scored. Oh, yeah, but he hit a little deflection.
Bad man people.
Yeah, man, the man can't win, bro. You know what I mean? Nah, serious. So I was thinking, I turned around and looked at the guy. I thought he was Turkish, but he didn't have a beard. You know what I mean? But, Nketiah did well today. 8 out of 10. Got the goal to get us going. Was always looking sharp. You know what I mean? I was surprised he started because I had Trossard down to start.
Yeah.
But he did well.
He did well. Listen, with Eddie, he could score 4. The people will say, why he not score 5? But it's mad with Eddie Nketiah. Let's go to a man you just mentioned.
If he scores 4, it's only Forest. That's
what they'll do. Trossard.
Yeah, I thought he was excellent when he came on as well, by the way. We should have brought him on earlier. You know what I mean? But he was excellent when he came on. Really, really. That's why I thought he might have started. But listen, the manager got it right because Nketiah scored. So, but yeah, I had to give him an 8. I thought he played really, really well when he came on.
It's a high rating for a substitute.
And also, what I liked about him again, won a load of tackles and stuff like that as well. He really worked hard.
Okay, Gabriel Magalhaes.
As well, came on and just can't think. He should have come on earlier.
He should have.
That was my main sort of complaint. Is that I get him not starting. I got that, right? Because I got the tactic at the start because you're playing against a team with no ambition. So why do you need 4 defenders? You don't. Right? Yeah. But then when they were then starting to have a go later, they should have got him straight on. And we didn't. And he came on and just made things solid.
Yeah, okay. So let's go to Takehiro Tommy. What ratings do you give him?
7.
7. Let's go to Takehiro Tommy. That's a player I haven't seen in a while.
Yeah, and he did all right. He'd come on, did all right. You know, I mean, covered off that. Nothing really came down that side if you saw. He was solid. So 7 for him as well.
Okay, the referee today?
Yeah, listen, the referee I thought was all right. You know, I mean, I don't think, you know, everybody's been worrying about these new rule changes and that, but the game was unfussy. You know, I mean, I thought he added on the right amount of times and stuff like that. Yeah, referee, I'll probably give him a 7.
A 7 as well for the ref. That's a high
Michael
rating.
Oliver, I don't think I've ever given it. Well, what did he do wrong? You can't just give him a.
That's the bias there. Everyone's like, 7, what? And he's like, yeah, what do you do? Actually, he didn't do that. He actually did. He was right, to be fair.
Just give him a poor mark because he's a referee. I mean, referees are a job, by the way. And I thought it's a good. You know what I mean?
We've got tight space.
There was no foul today that I didn't think was a foul. It was a no. He was consistent.
He was fine.
He applied the rules well. I thought the referee. You know what? When a referee, you don't really notice him. That's when he's done a good job. He done all right.
Okay, Mikel Arteta today, Robbie, did some changes.
Yeah, I'm going to give Arteta a 7, right? Because number one, I thought tactically he got his spot on in the first half, right? Because that's why he didn't go with Gabriel, because he's like, yeah, we don't need him. We're going to have more players in midfield because we're going to dominate play, and it worked. We were 2-0 up at half-time, but I'm going to mark him down a bit in the second half because I think he should have made the changes sooner. I think if he'd have brought Gabriel on, we're winning 2-0, there's about 20 minutes of the second half gone. All right, you can see them starting to have a go now. You know what a lot of these teams are like? They're like, right, they're looking at what's 20 to 15 minutes left. Right, we've got nothing to lose now. Let's just have a go. They were bringing on loads of subs. He didn't really make a change. He stuck with what we had, and that's why we got caught out, I feel. The ball came down that side. Partey was tired. Saka was tired. They didn't have the pace to do it. You know what I mean? I think if he'd have made them changes earlier, I don't think we'd have conceded that goal. So I'll mark him down slightly for that. So I'll give him a 7.
Okay, let's go and finish up with the fans today. But by the way, when Arsenal conceded, again, there was a thunderous applause from the Arsenal fans, fully behind this team, as they always have been in the past season. So yeah, it was nice to see that as well.
I thought the fans were amazing today. Great atmosphere inside the stadium.
Didn't kick off outside as well.
And patient. Patient, right? Because you know the big mess up before the game. I was in a massive queue, and I have to say nobody was like creating. Nobody was sort of like, let's kick the doors down. Remember that? Yeah, but we laughed. Remember Wembley? Remember Wembley? What happened there? Let's remember all those years ago what happened at Hillsborough.
Yeah, of course.
Right? You know what I mean? These can be very touchy situations. The fans stay calm. Right, they listen to like when things were coming over the tannoy, respected it. Nobody panicked. Everyone was just like, all right. And it's the first game of the season. Everyone's desperate to get in there. You know what I mean? And so I thought the fans were brilliant on that. And also then when they got in the stadium, great atmosphere. So 10 out of 10 for the fans today. Brilliant.
Big up. Let us know your ratings on the AFTV Plus app on iOS and Play Store and the Apple Store. Go check it out. Thank you very much for joining us. We'll be back again for the next fixture. Take care. 3 points. That's all that matters. Big up, man.